Hey, 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 it's day 7 and I'm here. First, I'm going to open the advent calendar and then we're going to do a little wreath decorating. I started and made 2 last night, which I will show you photos of as we hit that section. And then I made a 3rd and 4th one tonight. We've yet to hang them up because we need to go find some command strips. We tried nailing into the wall and it was not effective. In the UK, the walls are made of plaster and they crumble pretty easily. So I'm guessing there are special techniques to get a nail in the wall. Don't know. Anyway, it was a disaster. So we're going to go get some command strips tomorrow. I also did took the rest of the greenery and spread it throughout the house. And I've taken photos of that too. So we'll either do a slideshow at the end or I'll intersperse it into the closing discussion. But first of all, let's open our advent calendar. Today is day 7. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? We have... There's a goober on there. Got a piece of cardboard or fuzz inside it. We have white. I think it's more. Oh, I think this is. Yeah, this is embroidery floss. So it's white embroidery floss is what day 7 is, and I uncovered each days of last week, and now I'm going to start with this one, and I'll uncover each day this week. But day 7, white embroidery floss. Aurifil makes embroidery floss too. Did you know that? A nice variety of colors. So probably not quite as much as DMC, but quite a few. Okay, next up is the wreath decorating, and let's talk about where I got all the supplies. So 2 days ago, no, yesterday, we went downtown to Coffeeology, which I told you. We went to the florist shop and we got some peppers and some berries and a big old clump of mistletoe. And then Jean had some fir branches in an old bouquet that I harvested. Plus we walked around outside and we picked some cedar, some cedar shrub stuff. We picked ivy, we picked holly, we picked mini holly, and some berries, and then we also had some fake berries, and just a variety of stuff, which I'll show you later in the next clip. And I use them to make 4 Christmas wreaths. I only David actually videotaped me making 1, so that's what's coming up right now. Okay, so the main part of this is we're going to use these fallen branches we found in the cemetery at the village church. They got blown down by the weather, which was our gain. We were going to go to the florist office, or the florist shop, and buy greens, but then we just popped into the cemetery, and here these were. And all I'm going to do is take off the label and wire them to this in bunches. And then, in fact, with this, I don't even know that I need bunches. I think I can just do singles. So I've pre-cut some wires. Flexible wire is easier. And I've switched to putting them around the middles. I'm going to slide my wire in here and wire them around the frame. And I alternate sides, so I wire one side and I save the tails up because I can use those later for extra embellishment. I'm going to start with the base layer and then I'll put some ivy on, I'll put some holly on. I might put some of these little guys on. I've got this little bit of pine that I'll probably do in a pool at the bottom. But it's just a matter of wiring these around the frame. And layer them on too, so that I can double up in a few places. This, I don't know what plant this is. I need to look it up to see what kind it is. It's some sort of a cedar-y plant, but it would make a great garland, because they're very flexible. And all you do with the garland is wire these things onto a rope instead of a wreath frame. It's all framing. All right, I'm going to need to find more or you can tie it on to a rope with twine. All right, I need to get some more wires out. These ones aren't as flexible and they're kind of a pain. They were all they had at the garden center, so we went with these, but they're not my favorite. But see, that's it. I'm just going to work my way around, all the way around this layering one. If I go in here, I'm going to tuck it under this direction. I put it on top and layer it up just like you would a cheese board. And then after I get around this, I'll add embellishments. This is the easiest greens I've done so far. I'll show you photos of the other wreaths. I've done 2 others before this. Granted, it helps that I've practiced now. Oh, there we go. That's good. I'll have to keep going down to the cemetery for these branches. These are the good ones. They just fell off the tree, so we didn't even have to... I threatened to go on a pruning mission last night when I spotted these trees in the cemetery. But we had a nice giant windstorm last night that provided... There we go. There's our base. And it's nice to have little loose bits. If I am unhappy, I can anchor some back with some of the loose wire. Like that's a bit much. So I'll pull this up and I'll do a second anchor of wire. I've got plenty. Plenty of wire. Now I gotta find out where I slap down my... There. My wire cutters. Paddle wire is better, but we just didn't have any. So always pick it up and look to see what's happening. And again, because I'm using a different base than I normally use, I like the straw base better. But this works too. And it's a heck of a lot less expensive than the straw base ones. I have more, so I'm going to poof this up because I've got plenty. I go under and leave top branches loose so that they cover up the wires, but I'll also cover up wires with embellishments. Now I gotta find that loose guy. There he is, right here. I just keep picking it up and looking for bald spots. If there's any bald spots left, I add a clump and wire them on. I've already decided that I'm going to make this where I do my embellishing. So I can start hiding these wires in that I have showing. Oh, this one didn't even get tied up. There. There. So that's full enough. Now I'm going to add embellishments. I've got mistletoe. I've got some chili peppers to add in. And these, because I've left some of the wires showing, I can just use the wire to capture the embellishments to go on the top. There's that. Let's put some of the mistletoe on. And I will either break them shorter or I'll tuck these clunky ends in, and that'll help support them. So like here, I've got both a wire and a tucking spot. There. I love the berries on this mistletoe, but they don't stay on very well. They're very, they fall off pretty easy. All right, I gotta find the other half of that. I have one end. And attach with the wire. Oh, a little short. And there we go. Sure it stays. Oh, there goes berries. One more. Ooh, that's a full one, so I'll break that. And sometimes you can just tuck them. You don't even have to anchor them if they're small enough. Right here. And that one I slid under the wire. Alright, that's not a happy camper, is it? I even wired it in. We'll have to wire this side too. It would be nice if I had a place to hang them and build them on the wall. Once you get the base on, it's much easier to build them hanging, because then you know exactly what they're going to look like. But I don't have a place. That's, did you just point at that one? That's the last one I made. So this is number 2. We'll show you number 1 in just a minute. There we go. That's better. I think I need a little bit more here. And it's just eyeballing it. I have like rules, and I do at least 3s, if not 3s, 5s, try to do an odd number of embellishments. But when it's a smattering of like this mistletoe, you just sort of stick it in until it looks like it's evenly distributed. One more, I need one here. I've got one right in there. There we go. All right, the mistletoe's distributed. This one's not staying. I have to get it hidden in better and maybe wired. More wire. Next is what I'm going to do at the bottom. So we've got these. Oh, I got fruit. I'll go get my purse because I've got some fruit. I've got ivy, and I've done ivy in all kinds of things. I don't want ivy. I don't want any more holly. I'm going to go get my fruit. I think this one should have fruit. So I will be right back with the fruit. A trip down to the florist today, and she had dried apples, dried oranges, dried limes. There's little chili peppers. I think that's all. Oh, even some bleached pine cones in here. So we got this mix to put in a bowl, but I'm also going to decorate the wreath with some of it. So let's wire some of these in. Just going to look over there. We did also buy a paddle of wire, but I don't know where it ended up. And some of these you could hot glue on, because it's kind of hard to not damage it, like I'm doing right here with a wire. Do the longer ones. Thanks. We replaced the paddle wire that I've used up. And this I'm just going to poke through to the back. I do like dried fruit though, and I have a fruit dryer at home that I'll have to try some here. I don't know what the good. There we go. There. Another one. I like the oranges the best. They seem to stand out more. Thankfully, there's holes in these, which make this easier. Just the first one have I had to, whoops, or broke. Let's cut this one in half. Maybe I've made a kitchen wreath. There. It's not strong, so gentleness is the order of the day. The one good thing about using wire is this will be, I can take this apart easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm going to do 2 more. I don't know if I want apples. Oranges. You can talk, Jane. Just because he's recording. You want berries on it?
Well, I don't know. It's up to you. They're wired.
Yeah.
To attach them, and I dust them.
Well, I have peppers still too. This is a nice kitchen. This is a nice kitchen-y looking one. So maybe for the dining room. I don't know if we've decided where we're going to put this one. I've got chili peppers that I got yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to put one more on. I'm going to put these peppers in here. Maybe I'll not make this one with this focal point. I'll just spread them around. Too short. Yeah. Now we have plenty of wire.
Remember, she gave me these.
Yeah. There. All right, we've got peppers. We've got peppers, we've got oranges. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't have 6, gotta have 7. Probably here. Gotta have 7. There. Whoop. All right. I think, I mean, I could go on forever. We have berries. Let's unhook some berries. I have more than just these berries. I've got loads of berries. We had real berries yesterday, but I used them all. Well, I didn't use them all up. There's real berries here. And then there's just berries. I think I'll do a different kind of bouquet with that. Let's put one of these in and see what it looks like. A little flower. What does the flower look like? Do we have more of these? Yes, I do. I have more of these, but do I only have 2? There's a couple of these berries. Oh, we have a dried chili. No. I'm going to go back in there. All of these that I don't use, we can just put in the windowsills, which I will be doing. What do I want to do? I don't think I'm going to put that in. Pine cones, maybe? I'm kind of liking it the way it is. Wish we had an orange ribbon. I have gold, I have red. I'll have to look to see what else there is. I kind of like that as it is. What do you guys think? Should I add more or leave it? I'm looking across my table at decor. I'm going to leave it. All right, I'm going to go down here and look in my optional ribbons. I have green, which will keep it subtle. I have red. I have lavender, and that's a no. That's a hard no. I have
green.
a wider green. I think I like that one the best, the mossy green. So I am going to make a bow, which I have shown you how to do multiple times before. Let me get my wire ready. There's my wire. Fold it up. And I'm going to turn this into a loop around my fingers and pinch. And then you make a loop and you twist, pinch, make a loop, twist, and pinch. Make a loop, twist, and pinch. All holding these twisted pinches under with these 2 fingers here. And then twist and pinch. And what I'm doing is gradually increasing the loop size every time I twist and pinch, until it looks like it's full enough. And that's usually about 8-ish, 9-ish, 10 loops. and unfortunately showing you is harder because I have to look at it when I make my decisions. Wire edged ribbon makes this easier, and this doesn't feel very wire edge, so I'll have to really manipulate these a lot, which is why I'm going to make this one a little bit fuller. There. Take my scissors, cut a B there, and then I take my wire, send it through my loop and around the bottom. And this is the tricky bit, and this is the part that's best to have a really flexible wire. Tighten it as much as you can and twist. Not worrying about the bow at this point other than keeping it intact. There's my tail, and now I can manipulate these and put them where I want. And you get to be kind of firm. You can even extend them a little bit if one side seems to be loopier than the other. There. That one needs a tug. There. There we go, a bow. So I'm going to put the bow in to the plainest part, which will be about here, I think. There. There's that ribbon. I also need to do, I always do extra tails. So I do a length. And you can, if you're worried about getting your points, you can do this. And that will get you the points you want. Fold it in half. Go up from the side, up to the center, and that'll give you a forked tongue. And this goes through the back and into that wire as well. There's ends. We have 3 ends. I'm going to hold this up again to look. There's our ends. And I did debate on this one also running some ribbon around. So let's see what that looks like. Let's see if I tuck an end in here. Get the other end. Tuck this into here. Let's put that in and wrap it around like you hardly ever do. I haven't done this in years. Let's guesstimate how long I need it. There. And I'm going to wrap it around in between the fruit, which is completely different than the last one I made. And it's kind of, that's the fun part about making multiple wreaths, is you get to be creative and change it every single time. I've made 3 very different wreaths without a heck of a lot of difference in the materials, just by picking and choosing. I think this one needs to be here and here. There. And now here. Leave some of those tendrils open. Don't flatten everything. But we will get a chance to floof all this once it's hanging. It doesn't go there. Open. There. And there. And I've got my round. And I squished the ribbon while I was doing this. There we go. Tie this. I'm just tying this, but I'm just hiding it. I'm putting it in to hide. I'll move the ribbon over to cover it. Make sure my fruit, oh, let's move that. I popped it out. There we go. And I'm going to rewire this in, just right here. Back around the ribbon, maybe around this. Hide the wire down. There. No, come on, hide. I'm just hide the wire ends away. There we go. One more. Finished. When we get this hung up, I'll zhuzh the bow some more. But it's done. Completed. 3 wreaths. We'll take you on a tour of the room and show you the other 2 wreaths I made yesterday. It's all the same process, just piling up. Oh, it looks like I get to make a 4th on a straw one. Next up, this wreath. This one will be mostly embellished, though, because we'll get to see the background. All right, we got to pick out where to hang this one and hang the one on the door and distribute them in the house. That's it. I hope you like that. That's it for tonight. What have you been doing this Christmas? Have you, and Hanukkah and other holidays, have you made any crafts? Tell me about them in the comments below. Have you ever made a wreath before? Now, this is different than last year. Last year, I use a straw wreath that I can put pins into. And honestly, I quite prefer that. It's a lot easier. But this one was a challenge. These are wire rings, and I've avoided those. But they're way cheaper than the straw. And you can reuse both. You just have to use a lot of paddle wire on these. Whereas with the straw, it's just pins and greenery. Yeah, let me know. I'll see you tomorrow where we will be putting up the tree at Jean's house. So that's our next adventure. Bye.